Hi guys, Danielle here. I'm doing an unboxing of my Marvel Dice Throne Missions, Deadpool, and X-Men Kickstarter. So I backed it, I forget when, maybe 2 years ago, and it finally fulfilled today after some delays. Um, but very excited. I don't know where to start, but maybe I will start with the X-Men. Okay, so let's take off this shrink wrap. This was probably one of the heaviest Kickstarters I ever backed. And so when I took it out of the box, I was actually surprised at just how heavy everything was, but it really should have been expected, I guess. Right. One of the most exciting parts to me as a solo gamer is the one-shot missions. So I can't wait to unbox that, but let's get into what the characters look like. All right. And before I forget, I did actually get some extras here. Have the premium sleeves for the allies and the missions. I got the promo card set as well. And lastly, I have all the sleeves required for the 8 new X-Men Dice Throne heroes. So I will be busy sleeving tonight. All right, let's open this. And as usual, it does come with this organizer. And also, let's take a look at the inside box art. All right, that's what that looks like. Very neat looking. And I'll tilt this box just a little bit so you can see all the different characters. We have Wolverine, Storm, Psylocke, Iceman, Cyclops, Rogue, Gambit, and Jean Grey. So I think I'm just going to start with Jean Grey. And I'll just pull things out and do a very quick overview. I'm not going to flip through every single card. I'm basically just going to look at the board and their sheet. All right, so this is the board. Um, they have very interesting, I'm probably going to say this for everyone, but very interesting dice icons. So feel free to pause, give it a read. Their ultimate is one true phoenix, gain force field, acuity, and deal 12 damage. And then there's this actually a when Jean Grey is active ability, draw one at the beginning of the main phase. When you activate an offensive ability, if your dice show 3 of a kind, draw one. That's pretty neat. You can see there's some board damage here, just right out of packaging. Um, Guess that's to be expected sometimes when you're getting games, although I'm not really sure how that happened because this was stored just like this, right? So it must have been during production that happened. Hopefully that's not the case for all of the other boards. There's also some damage here. I don't know if you can see that in the light. Not not gonna impact the game, of course. Just a comment on some of that quality there. Then we have here the Dark Phoenix pamphlet. So it talks about some of what their abilities would do. And oh, I guess that's that. Not really sure what this extra panel is for. All right, and then we have some rules clarifications for Jean Grey. Oh, does it become Dark Phoenix? Oh my gosh, that's probably why. It can switch forms. So oh my gosh, I had a brain fart there. So basically when it switches forms, you put this on top of the board and it has that new kind of passive ability. There we go. That makes sense. Okay. So we have this side that talks about the complexity. This is very complex, level 6, so probably not going to be one of the first ones I learned to play. And then we have, of course, all the different tokens that will belong to John Gray and the Jean Grey, goodness, and then the Dark Phoenix overlay. All right, things look good. We have the counters. Of course, let's look at the swirly dice. This is Jean Grey. And I'm not going to be opening up the cards. Just a little bit too much content to go over. Um, But yeah, that is Jean Grey. Now we have Gambit. All right, we'll open that up. It has Le Diablo Blanc. So that is their ultimate. Accelerate 4 times, gain dissolution, inflict disruption, then regain an ace card and deal 11 undefendable damage. All right. So this is the board. Nothing is screaming at me as anything to really point out except this passive ability for high stakes. I always find the passives to be the most interesting when it comes to some of their boards. Okay. So this is also difficulty of 6. Flip it over. We have ace cards, molecular acceleration, dissolution, disruption. They have special cards. Looks like they have ace cards. Ooh, look at their dice. I really like their dice. Nice. Then we have, I guess, the ace cards here. What that kind of looks like. Pretty neat. We have the counters here and everything. All right. All the tokens I still had to punch out, so that's why you're not going to see them in here. Then we have Rogue. Okay, this one has a passive ability, Ionic Drive. High altitude, gain 1 CP and 2 skyward, inflict 3 influence, and deal 11 undefendable. Okay, this one is medium difficulty to play, which is pretty good. I tend to go for the ones that are a little easier and less complex to play, just for my comfort level. All right. And then we look at the dice. Okay, and then we have some good trackers there. I've been trying to make sure that the numbers are correct. I've been seeing some Facebook posts about some errors people are seeing on the counters themselves. Anyway, we have Cyclops. Ultimate is Optic Blast, gain 3 battle plan and 2 support, inflict 2 focus fire, then deal 11 undefendable. This is difficulty 4. The other side. I'll look at the dice. Okay. Pretty stiff to move, but at least it's oriented right. That's what matters. All right, down to the remaining 4. We have Iceman. I really like that they coordinated the colors with these. The Iceman has Ice Storm. Store 5 Ice Shard in the freezer, inflict 2 dice cube, then deal 13 undefendable damage. Ooh, the freezer. Interesting. Okay. Oh, yeah. So we have a card called the freezer. Pretty neat. And then these are cool. They look like ice cubes. And then this is a difficulty 4. Psylocke. Right. Otherworlder, gain agility. That's the familiar one. Inflict paralyze and deal 11 undefendable. Psylocke is complexity 3. Really like this art. We have the dice, and it has a special purple die. We'll take a look at these first. And then this die as well. Looks like this is related to the manifest die ability. That's cool. I don't think there's any other hero yet that has had an extra die, so that's pretty neat. Okay. The more dice, the better, right? Okay. Storm. So this one is Tempest. Gain 2 tornado and wind shear. Deal 12 undefendable. Charged effect. Gain 2 additional tornado and 2 additional damage. So all of these seem to have a charged effect, so that's pretty interesting. Complexity 4. So lightning. Cool. So it looks like that'll be what is gonna charge her abilities. Then we have her dice. Her counters. Okay. And lastly, we have Wolverine. All right. Berserker Rage. Heal 3, gain rage, then deal 12 undefendable. Damage from this attack may be divided among opponents in any way desired. Wow, that's actually pretty cool, especially if you're playing free for all. I really like that. Complexity 2. I think this is the easiest one of the bunch. So most of these are kind of middle complexity, medium. All right. Okay, things look good. Cool. So those were all of the X-Men characters. Now we'll pull out here some of the cardboard stuff. So we have cardboard stands in here. And then some of the tokens, which, I don't think I'm gonna spend time doing that. They're just tokens. And we'll switch gears to the missions. So this is the missions box. All right. All right. We got this out of its shrink. And again, this is the Dice Roll missions. This will help with solo play and cooperative play as well. See inside the box. All right, we have some punch outs. How mysterious. We have the rule book. Not a fan of how big this rule book is. Much prefer like a smaller size, but they have a QR code so that you can learn in 10 minutes, which is helpful. We have all the punch outs for the various tokens we might need in the missions. See a lot of new ones I've never seen before. Okay. Okay. We have the sheet to track player perks. It is double-sided, it looks like. One side looks like it's made for a complete and perfect tracker, and this side says player perks, so that's pretty neat. So we'll have to learn about what that means. We have some trays to organize the cardboard tokens. We have some additional plastic standee things. Just grab the rest of the stuff in here real quick. Have this kind of like acrylic hex thing. I don't know the terminology because I haven't looked at the rule book just yet. I'm literally unboxing it, you guys. We have some nice tokens. Feel like plastic. Guess these will be placed on the missions, depending on the scenario. All right. We have some of the missions dice. Looks like there's like 2 reddish looking dice. And then we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Does that make sense? 9 of these types of dice. Okay. And I will have to double check everything is included here. And then some additional hex markers, it looks like. So just open this bag. And I won't remove them from the bag, but you could take a look. That looks like there's some damage, maybe some draw. Just some surprise effects, I guess, that could happen throughout the game. Okay. And let's see what's here. It's a big stack of maps. All right. So let's put this to the side for now. Looks like we have some momentum trackers. We have 4 of them. We have this, which is like a crisis clock that spins. So it'll be interesting to see how this works. We have a tracker for the boss. We have a side with the number 1 on it. Otherwise, the other side doesn't have a 1 on it. We have some of the mythic promo cards here. And then these are going to be your tarot size cards for, I guess, some of the missions. I guess I could open this up and just flip through briefly. And I did get the sleeves for this at least, which I think all I needed for this. All right, so Squirrel Girl, a bunch of different Marvel characters. Some I never heard of. All right, looks like we have some reference cards for momentum. Different levels of momentum. Okay, additional reference cards. Cool. Not too many card components. I guess it's better because you have less to worry about. But wow, I'm actually impressed by just how many how big the stack is, to be honest. Obviously, I think it sounds like each of those characters have their own board, and you can hear they're sticking because of the material. But these are just a board that opens wide. I did read that there are some issues keeping these boards flat, so I might have to do some bending. Hopefully, it won't wear it out. But yeah, this is the basic like board you will be playing on. And you'll see on the bottom here, I guess these are going to be some of your opponents during the game. And that clock goes here. All right. So that's what that looks like. And then the back is the Scarlet Witch one. Okay. So it looks like there's quite a bit of variety in terms of these different boards. Um, and ooh, they really are stuck. Okay. To be really gentle here that you're not gonna like rip any of the pages. Okay, so this one is Hoax Legacy. I'm actually very impressed by the detail on what's on the board and in the picture. And then we have this side, which is Scar. Okay. We have Ultron. Oh boy. Ooh, just don't love that sound. Okay. Ultron. And then on this side, this is the Revenge on Avengers. Okay. Then we have Kingpin. And you know, I'm not gonna open all of them up, unfortunately. I think it's just gonna take too much time and I don't want to rush. So there's Kingpin. We have Logic. I'm not even sure how you say that one. Green Goblin. Thanos. Magneto. Honestly, these are actually a lot bigger than I thought it would be. I didn't think it would take up so much space on my desk, so I'm gonna have to think about how I'm gonna do a solo playthrough of some of these. Um, because obviously I need room for my board too. So we'll figure it out because I was hoping to do some content on the plays that I do when I play solo, but might have to figure out another solution or move my camera to another desk that could accommodate. Yep, so I'm kind of just flipping through some of these so you can get an idea of all the different characters there are. Ooh, Doc Ock, Super Scroll, Mr. Sinister, and lastly, looks like it's Hela. All right. So those were all of them. Honestly, this is a lot more content than I expected. I did not read the details of the Kickstarter, so if I read it, I'm sure I would have realized just how many kind of mission-based things they have. But I'm very impressed. This is going to keep me and my friends pretty busy for a while. Um, let's open up the Deadpool next. Okay, so finishing off with Deadpool. So this was a unique character box, and of course playable with any of the missions we just looked at. Um, and just so you know, you can use any Marvel Dice Throne characters or original Dice Throne characters that's been created to play those missions. Okay. Says get me out of this box, and I will. All right. Ooh, donuts. That's pretty neat. So I think this was the original mini that they were planning on doing, and then now this is the updated one that they did. All right, let's get the box out somehow. All right. Here's the mini. Hopefully I could take it out. There we go. Looks pretty good. This is the only mini that I am getting from this Kickstarter. I'm not a fan of general minis usually. And now I'm struggling to put it back, but I'll figure it out. We have this kind of coin, Deadpool says. Pretty nice. And it comes with its own sleeves. The sleeves that I got on this separately are for the other 8 characters that I just unboxed. All right, so let's look at this board. It has fourth wall. Gain a positive status effect from a different chosen player's leaflet or gain a donut. If your shoot card is inactive, flip it back to its active side. Deal 14 damage. 14's a lot. Wow. Um, very fun looking board. You can just like take a look at all the detail of the hilariousness of it. And then the back. And we have, of course, him on a unicorn. Complexity 3, pretty good. So pretty should be pretty easy for me to grasp since I played before. And then let's look at the special swirly dice. The color's a little meh, I guess. But yeah. We have the counter. All right. And we have some of the upgraded components. So feels like it's going to be plastic or acrylic. It says pew pew. It's one of the saddest tokens. And it says if would. Okay. Then we have these kind of scissors. And then, of course, the yummy looking donuts. And they're actually like, I was curious if it would be double-sided, but no, that makes total sense that only one side has the frosting. You get 6 of those. All right. Um, it also comes with the mythic card. It's always shiny and pretty. And then some additional cards here, the inactive cards here. Cool. So that is the Deadpool box. Very excited to give that a try. It's probably going to take me a bit to learn all of the characters. Just too much to learn. But I'm so excited. This is going to keep me busy for a long, long time. Well, I hope you enjoyed this unboxing of all my Dice Throne Kickstarter stuff that just came in. Again, kind of waited very patiently for all of it, but worth the wait. Um, if you haven't already subscribed, please consider subscribing. I will be doing content related to Dice Throne. So that's going to be playthroughs or overviews or possibly how to plays if I can wrap my mind around each of the characters. Haven't decided yet. You know, there's a lot of opportunity to create content around Dice Throne. I'm excited to see all the other content creators hopefully creating their own content. So maybe I could learn how to play some of the more complex characters I probably won't cover on my channel. But yeah, a like or comment is always appreciated. Let me know if you're a fan of Dice Throne. What's your favorite character? And do you like to play co-op? Do you like to play like King of the Hill? I personally actually love King of the Hill, but it's been years since I've played. I do mostly play solo, and I love that they have the option to for Dice Throne. All right, well, if you made it this far, thanks so much for watching. Hope you're doing well and you're staying healthy, and see you next time. Bye.